Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News, where we bring you trusted updates on global currency developments, especially those surrounding the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. As of the current date in the USA, major financial shifts are underway in Iraq that could echo far beyond its borders. If you've been tracking Iraq's evolving economic plan in 2025, today's developments indicate that the nation may be nearing a turning point, one that could shape the future of its currency, its financial independence, and its global positioning. Iraq is taking deliberate steps to rebuild its economic foundation, aiming to break free from overdependence on oil exports. In a recent disclosure, Mazhar Mohammad Salah, the financial advisor to the Prime Minister, stated that Iraq's untapped natural wealth is now valued at more than $16 trillion, 0 cents. This staggering figure has prompted officials to focus heavily on the mining industry. It's part of a broader strategy to establish an economy based on diversification, resilience, and self-sufficiency. Iraq is positioning itself to convert previously dormant resources into powerful revenue streams, reducing exposure to oil market volatility. In addition to tapping into its resource potential, Iraq has made notable strides in strengthening its financial safeguards. The country currently holds around 160 tons of gold, enough to cover 140% of its local currency in circulation, and provide full backing for its import operations. This solid gold reserve is a strong statement of fiscal discipline. It signals to global observers and potential investors that Iraq is building credibility in its monetary policy and preparing for long-term economic stabilization. Adding to that financial stability, Iraq's foreign currency reserves have also experienced a considerable boost. As of late March 2025, those reserves have grown to approximately $98 billion. 0 cents. This improved liquidity profile enhances the central bank's ability to defend the value of the dinar in global markets, dampen inflation, and manage monetary shocks with greater control. Such financial tools are crucial for restoring trust both domestically and internationally. Amid these developments, there's still considerable misunderstanding in public discussions about whether Iraq's currency must be revalued before it can gain full entry into the World Trade Organization. One widespread but false assumption is that adjusting the exchange rate is a condition for WTO membership. That simply isn't true. The WTO doesn't impose rules regarding currency value or exchange rate models. Nations have the autonomy to choose how they manage their currencies, whether through fixed rates, floating systems, or hybrids, without WTO interference. For a clear comparison, consider Vietnam. Despite being a WTO member, the Vietnamese dong remains far less valuable than the Iraqi dinar. What matters for WTO inclusion is not a country's currency value, but rather its adherence to trade transparency, regulatory alignment, and market access standards. Iraq has made progress in these areas, but it still has benchmarks to meet. According to sources, additional technical reviews, some scheduled for August, will determine the pace of Iraq's accession process. At the same time, Iraq continues to face pressure from the international community to comply with global banking regulations. The U.S. government, both during the administration of former President Trump and under current leadership, has pushed for tighter controls within Iraq's financial sector. Due to ongoing concerns around anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing, dollar transactions remain limited. This has led to liquidity bottlenecks and instability in the currency's exchange rate against the U.S. dollar. Despite these complications, Iraq is not standing still. Its government is actively upgrading its financial infrastructure to meet global banking standards. From implementing digital upgrades to enforcing tighter compliance, the country is working to regain full access to dollar-based transactions and international payment networks. Nevertheless, a wide disparity persists between the official exchange rate and the parallel market rate, straining citizens who face rising living costs and diminishing purchasing power. Insiders within Iraq's banking community suggest that behind-the-scenes collaboration is intensifying. Ongoing discussions with the International Monetary Fund and the U.S. Treasury indicate that broader financial reforms may be on the horizon. While concrete details remain undisclosed, the nature of these conversations hints at possible shifts in monetary policy, including, potentially, a long-anticipated adjustment to the dinar's valuation. These rumors, though unconfirmed, are being taken seriously across financial circles. Adding further intrigue, Iraq has announced a countrywide banking holiday from June 6 to June 10th. Analysts have quickly connected this pause to potential back-end policy activity. Some reports even suggest that older currency notes dating back to the Saddam Hussein era have resurfaced, prompting speculation that changes to Iraq's monetary system may be underway. This unusual move has added a layer of suspense, especially among currency watchers. On top of that, there's increasing chatter around the introduction of new currency formats. According to individuals with ties to financial institutions, early versions of updated banknotes, possibly in lower denominations, are being reviewed. While there has been no official confirmation, the ongoing testing and evaluation suggests that some kind of modification is being considered. Each of these developments, while subtle on its own, collectively indicates that Iraq is quietly laying the groundwork for major financial realignment. These conditions have sparked renewed excitement, particularly within the dinar investor community. In a world where even the smallest policy hint can stir global speculation, Iraq's every move is being scrutinized. The general sense is that Iraq's financial trajectory is accelerating, and many believe a historic moment could be close at hand. Among the most vocal figures in the dinar space is Intel analyst Bruce Hall, who recently appeared on Wiser Now with updates that have sparked a surge of attention. Bruce shared that sources linked to redemption centers are suggesting that notification windows could open as early as Friday or Saturday this week. According to one source, reportedly a facility manager, staff have been instructed not to return until Friday at noon, implying that redemption activity may begin that very afternoon. Bruce also mentioned that the currency rate screens, once fluctuating, have now stabilized, which he sees as a key signal that everything is set for activation. While Bruce's statements remain unofficial, they've added fuel to the speculative fire. Meanwhile, official communications from within Iraq continue to emphasize the country's strides toward economic reform. As highlighted by Guru Claire, Iraq's Ministry of Trade has reportedly submitted a detailed technical report outlining transparency measures and regulatory compliance, both critical elements for World Trade Organization alignment. Although Iraq hasn't secured full WTO membership yet, the submission of this report marks an essential step forward, affirming Iraq's intent to become a trustworthy and economically transparent global partner. Adding more depth to the discussion, Guru Militiaman weighed in with a pointed observation. After months of silence surrounding Iraq's WTO aspirations, he noted that the sudden revival of this topic feels intentional. According to his interpretation, the reappearance of WTO updates may coincide with Iraq reaching the final stages of a broader economic transition. He argues that when trade negotiations, banking reform, and potential currency developments align so closely in timing, it's rarely coincidence, it's choreography. Guru Samson echoed this momentum by citing commentary from expert Salah Nouri, who highlighted real-world effects already playing out. As the US dollar weakens in Iraqi markets, basic necessities like food and medicine are becoming more affordable. This shift improves consumer access and boosts public confidence in the dinar, signaling that the Central Bank of Iraq's policies are taking hold. Nouri believes these are the early benefits of a deliberate push by the central bank to reduce dollar hoarding and enhance the dinar's role in daily transactions. Despite the visible progress, Iraq still faces foundational challenges. As pointed out by Guru Pimpi, Iraq's economic engine is still overwhelmingly fueled by oil. Recent figures indicate that oil revenues currently make up 92% of the federal budget, a drop from 96%, but still dangerously high. This lopsided dependency remains Iraq's economic Achilles heel. If oil prices were to plunge suddenly, the resulting shock could disrupt budget planning, delay critical reforms, and reverse much of the recent progress. That's why Iraqi officials are emphasizing non-oil sectors like mining, agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing as crucial components of long-term stability. Each of these developments, the boost in gold reserves, rising foreign currency holdings, deeper WTO integration, and modernization of Iraq's financial systems, are converging into a single narrative. Iraq is preparing itself for a meaningful economic transformation. While it's true that speculation about a dinar revaluation has persisted for years, this time the groundwork feels more coordinated, more tangible, and more intentional than ever before. Still, it's important to separate speculation from confirmation. No official announcement has been made regarding a dinar revaluation, and no hard timeline has been issued. Yet the subtle moves, insider whispers, and structural reforms unfolding in plain sight are difficult to ignore. The timing of the banking holiday, the testing of new currency designs, the WTO technical submissions, and the coordinated updates from analysts and gurus all suggest that something significant may be on the horizon. Whether that shift materializes in days, weeks, or months, no one can say with certainty, but one thing is clear: Iraq is no longer in a holding pattern. From high-level government offices to global financial institutions, serious efforts are underway to rewrite Iraq's economic playbook. The dinar, once overshadowed by decades of conflict and instability, is now emerging as a focal point in Iraq's redefined future. For investors, economists, and global currency watchers alike, Iraq has become a country to watch closely, not just for what it says, but for what it does. The decisions being made right now could very well redefine Iraq's economic destiny, and in turn influence broader currency dynamics in the region and beyond. Thank you for joining us here at Iraqi Dinar News. If this report brought you clarity or sparked new insights, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Share this video with fellow investors and community members who are keeping a close eye on Iraq's financial journey. We'll continue to bring you credible, up-to-date information you can rely on, because when it comes to global currency shifts, every detail matters.